to take you into account? Do you feel trapped or caught between wanting to be liked by others or expressing your true self? These are characteristics of Pluto in the 5th house. Next, I will explain. Pluto generally feels like a very unpleasant energy. Wherever this planet is in our birth chart, we go through crises that never seem to leave us. Very few are interested in investigating Pluto, so congratulations, you have dared to enter the world of shadows. Why are we going through crisis? Pluto symbolizes death and rebirth. With Pluto, we go through a metamorphosis. It's kind of like the werewolf when the full moon rises. The triggers of this change are in the area of life, symbolized by the astrological house in which it is found. When Pluto is activated, behaviors that we have repressed come to the surface in every possible way. Although it feels unpleasant, it is a great opportunity to get to know our instinctual nature and see who we really are, since this will transform what doesn't allow progress. The difference between the birth position and the transit of Pluto through the houses is that the birth position indicates the area of life where our evolution will focus in the present incarnation, while the transit of Pluto activates temporary processes that assist our evolutionary path. The transformation represented by Pluto is experienced both individually and collectively. This is a planet that moves very slowly. It takes 248 years to travel the zodiacal wheel and stays in each sign between 12 and 31 years. In this sense, we are all part of a group that will evolve the characteristics of the sign where Pluto is where we are born. At the individual level, we live this process within the area of life or astrological house where Pluto is located. The 5th house symbolizes the area of life where our individuality is manifested outwardly for the first time. It is a house of experimentation where we play with the environment and create something that shows our personal stamp. By analogy, traditionally, it is also related to our children and to everything that brings joy to life. It is also related to romance, since when someone is interested in us, we feel seen. In this house, our self shines in some way. When Pluto is in this house, it indicates that for some reason or another, being seen, recognized, or taken into account can feel like a life and death situation. This visceral need arises from unconscious memories created in early childhood. It can also refer to ancestral and/or soul memories where being the center of attention meant some kind of danger. Wherever Pluto is, we are going to have a great desire for personal power, because this forces us to face the fears that hinder it. On the one hand, we want with all our entrails what this house represents. On the other hand, getting it terrifies us. In the 5th house, we are torn between these two extremes. Either we desperately seek to express our creativity and be recognized for it, or we fear that it is our creativity that will destroy us. It is not easy to navigate our knee-jerk reactions with awareness. They scare us and we try to bury them, or they take us completely and direct our behavior. With Pluto in the 5th house, we try to hide our desire to be seen and recognized because many times we have been accused of being narcissists for this. Few people understand the creative power of the Sun, natural ruler of the 5th house, not the archetype of Leo, the sign that is ruled by the Sun. When someone is able to express themselves creatively, their inner sun shines and, as a consequence, attract towards themselves all eyes. Individuals with Pluto in the 5th house naturally emanate an unusual power of attraction, and some may accuse them of wanting to get all the attention. While Pluto in the 5th house enjoys it, it is actually the result of unreserved self-giving through the creative act. What happens to the individual with Pluto in the 5th house is that they are used to this power, at least unconsciously, and when they lose it, they can go into crisis. That's when they desperately seek to get it back, and they can self-destruct along the way. This Pluto position indicates that we have come to transform the way we approach our creative energy and our dependence on public approval. Daring to show our truth without embellishments opens up an unusual creative potential. The fear of losing attention is something we have to go through. Thus, we are learning that communion is with our soul. The film A Star is Born shows this position in its characters. It is not coincidence that the main female character has been portrayed by two actresses with Pluto in the 5th house, Barbara Streisand and Lady Gaga. In this film, we can see how, while the female character rises to stardom, the male character loses everything. Thus, we see the characteristic duality of Pluto in the 5th house. Pluto in the 5th house indicates that our evolutionary path passes through abandoning dependence to external approval. When we fully surrender to our creative potential, we become channels of the life force. Going through the fear of being ignored, letting go of control of what we produce to make it look acceptable, and expressing our inner truth is what is required. If you have any questions about this topic or want to propose a video for the future, you can leave them in the comments. If you are interested in an astrological reading, you can visit my website where I offer different possibilities. In the description, you can find a coupon to receive a 10% discount on your first reading. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. I hope you have a nice day. Thank you very much for being here and see you in the next one.